So here we're going to be scanning a lot of the lay of the land for the last couple weeks because I don't want to call it anti-Scientology because it's not, but I actually want to call it the SPTV space and allied people because DOA was recently kicked out. So is he SPTV? I don't know. But let me do my own shilling out of the way. Please support the other channels. Please consider supporting this channel via memberships and look out for some added perks for the members. Alrighty then, let us get to it. So a lot of good news and bad. Bad news is that Liz Ferris, who has a very weird case with her father, who is still in Scientology, and her I want to call it questionable strategy is to hire a lawyer, and the lawyer will declare Bob, the father, incompetent because he's very, very old and apparently very, very sick, and that is how they will get him out of Scientology. Don't know if that's true or not, and Liz is asking $6,500 for the lawyer, which, to be fair to her, does seem like the right price. And she's also asking thousands of dollars for her own health, and she is very sick at this moment. So what is the problematics? Well, let's start off with some good news before we get back to Liz, where DOA got on national television
Thousands of protesters showing up here to protest the Gaza war, and in fact they ended up having very few numbers of people.
Scientology's a cult, man.
Chuck has security with him, so we'll move him here. If this gentleman probably doesn't know.
Well, again, not much to see here. I mean, what do you think about Scott? He is a glory hound, and the glory hound was glory hounding. But still, it got out to an audience. The downside is it does make the protesters look like, which is what they are, very clownish and childish. But again, I'm not one here to judge in any strong sense. Again, fighting any, quote, evil fascist organization, you use a variety of methods, whether silly, more serious. I think we should be flexible, but I'm questioning where DOA is going with his protests, but that is me. So yeah, it was nice to disrupt the system message and the way the guys were talking. Like, we're gonna have our security deal with that protester. Because guys, listen, we're here to report on the protesting, but then this protester got in the way with his protesting. Yeah, mainstream media is gonna mainstream media. So another day, another dollar. So getting back to Liz, I think the dilemma here is a lot of what she's asking for doesn't ring true because Liz is a big Pokemon fan. Now, I know of the Pokemon. I never really got into it. I know lots of people who got into it. They're obsessed with Pokemon. Pokemon is huge. Pokemon is real big. I get that. I am much more fanatical about other things, whether Spider-Man or X-Men or Game of Thrones or whatnot. So I can appreciate her fanaticism and dedication, but really she's spending much needed money on the Pokemon, and she's showing it off. She's showing off her bobbleheads or whatever they are and the Pokemon cards, and you're like, wait, I thought you needed 10,000 for the dad and for your health. Why are we wasting money on the Pokemon? Well, it's her life, but it does go to your credibility that, well, where's the money going? It's going to the Pokemon. But the Pokemon isn't a lawyer, so why are we doing that? But Liz is in pain. I do believe her there. But still, it's just this environment with the SPTV people when they ask for money for all these goals. You're like, well, where's the money really going? Because at this point, Natalie Webster, through her, again, I want to be clear, apparently to fact correct, people like, it wasn't her GoFundMe. It was GoFundMe by her fans. Get it right. Okay, whatever. But I'm pretty sure she has the money now. So they raised what? 30, 40,000 for her. Aaron says that the SPTV Foundation has 50,000. Then there's the money he's making from his channel. And by the way, the SPTV Foundation, that's basically Aaron's private bank account. The money goes apparently directly to him. So it's not a real charity, but we'll put that aside. So we're talking upwards, of $80,000 to $100,000 that they have available. Why is Liz Ferris asking for all this money? Can't they just pool resources? Somebody gives $2,000, another person gives $2,000. Their money is there. It's already been given and donated, but Liz is asking for more money. So it just feels very, very questionable. Calling it a grift would be a little too generous. Again, we just don't know. They don't really provide documentation where the money's going, the expenses. It's just trust us. Give us the money. Now, again, to be not hypocritical, I'm also asking for money But the difference is I try to give you something for the money. We can verify it. And here it is. I'm doing research. So I'll ask, hey, can I get the money to pay for XYZ book or movie or film or whatever it is? We will review it. I will give some feedback. Again, the research might be good or bad. I can improve that. It's not personalized. But whereas if I say, hey, here's some money, give it to me, I'll do a research trip to LA. Okay, that's legit. But if I just go there to just go to the bars and hang out, you're like, well, where's the research? I mean, there is research I could do in LA. I'd love to put up a, like, whatever, Patreon or whatever here and say, hey, let's get a goal. Let me get to LA, do some research, get some documents. I'll share the documents and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can mix these goals. You have a personal goal, you want to have some fun, but you can also do something that will push things forward. Again, where's the money going to go with Liz? To her Pokemon cards, some medical treatment, and a maybe questionable legal strategy. Again, I don't think she's hoarding the cash necessarily, but it does seem a little vague where the money is going. So at this point, I'd have to say, if she's asking me for the money, I'd have to say, no, I don't trust you. I just don't trust you. I just don't see where this money is flowing to, so I have a lot of question marks. But still, if you feel generous and compassionate, by all means, but don't feel obligated. Just do your own research and double check. I want to believe the best, but I really don't know. Just a lot of question marks where the money's going. But if you want to, Liz Ferris is there. You can go to her channel and get more information. And now we end with Nora, who apparently at this time, literally, I just caught this, is doing another live chat with Mitch. Now, to put it mildly, the last year they've had, well, basically a war. And it's mainly on Nora's side, just constantly attacking Mitch, constantly misrepresenting him, just really demonizing him. Why? Because he said something about children and the Sea Org, and that got Nora all kinds of upset because she's loving them children. I love to save children, guys, and Mitch got me all kinds of upset. His work with Render and the OSA and yada, 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 yada. But more recently, I don't think apologized is the right word, but she's backing down from her demonization campaign and says, okay, guys, maybe went a little overboard with Mitch. I caught a little bit about their first conversation. Frankly, I wasn't that impressed. They both made points that they've made before. It was fine, nothing mind-blowing, but it's a long conversation. Wasn't really bad, but not sure where we're going with this. And so now they're talking again. And it would be nice to say, we should all be for positive content. No, negative critical content can be fine. I think the problem is, where are we going towards? And the way I see it is Nora's just trying to reconstruct her celebrity image. If Mitch wants to believe that Nora has changed or is getting better, that's on him. He's a grown adult. He lives his own life. But it is really strange that so many of the SPTV channels just went berserk trying to destroy him. What exactly did he do that was wrong? I guess he wasn't doing the propaganda the way they wanted him to. This whole no kids in Scientology, children can't consent. And by the way, I'm doing more and more research. It's really a complete fraud. You go to the people who allegedly care about this issue, watch very closely. This is a new thing. They just came out of nowhere and said, and now they're all carrying that mantra. And if you don't agree to it, you're the enemy. I guess Mitch was in a bad situation. He didn't do the propaganda properly. He talks about how the elderly are being abused. And that's the incoherence of this entire movement, is that that's what Liz Ferris is talking about, right? Her father's very old and she feels he's being abused. Well, which is it? It's like no old children can consent. No more old kids. And it just breaks down into insanities. Again, if Nora's going to turn over a new leaf, I'm skeptical, but all right, whatever. Again, the goal should be focused on the criminal conspiracies of Scientology, where they're real, not mythical hotels with thousands and thousands of children. Apparently so many, they're hanging out the windows, and Tom Cruise and David Miscavige are driving and with menus, and John Travolta's in the back with children in mind. I mean, it's like, okay, if you want to believe these Ninja Turtle tunnel conspiracies, that is you. I just don't think that's productive. But it does seem like their conversations are fine, but they're very long. I don't see the big punchline. And Nora's more recent video, not the live, where it's fine. She's attacking me because apparently I was the origin of the whole problem. Because, I was doing some fact checking. That's a problem with SPTV World. Fact checking, that's not good. Hopefully Nora is turning over a new leaf, but I'm a little skeptical. So to recap, DOA barging in on the protest movement in Chicago. I don't know. Where's it going to go? I don't know. But, him showing up on live television at least will get some people like, wait, what's he talking about? What's this Scientology thing? And again, if just making people curious about the subject is good. I don't like the way he's doing it, but, mission accomplished there. As for Liz and Nora, can't say I really trust them. I trust Liz way more than Nora, but both are very, very iffy about what they're asking money for. Again, these people have suffered, no doubt about that, and they need help. But so do many other people. So whether they should be the first to be helped, that's a big question mark.